Okay, I'm gonna move on from Danax now and talk about getting past 200 spear. The advantage of doing Danax first is the footwork's basically the same. It's still from stance to there. Shield makes contact with the pole arm to control it. Sword lands blow, or weapon lands blow, and either there or if you want to there. The disadvantage being, of course, the spear always comes forward. It doesn't have a giveaway which side it's like to be going to. So it's much more like fighting a Danax competitively than fighting a Danax for display. So even in display, the spear is harder to predict. So there's a couple of things that you can do to make that easier to cope with. One, be very comfortable with your footwork. Honestly, just beast that pole arm footwork. You will benefit from it. The other is that you need to be ready to be flexible yourself. So this is a good point to show you this. When you're holding your shield most of the time, you should have your fingers open. It's really handy when you're facing against the 200 spear. Because as that spear comes in, if you're gripping, one, your shield's always going to be flat. It's really hard to hold out if you're gripping your shield. A good shield grip is open, because it allows for that flexibility, and then you can bring your hips in, your knees. So, good stance. Legs bent, loose grip on your shield. Now, if you don't know where he's going for, and it's a thrust, it's a very quick move, or a thrust past in a lot of cases, then you keep your guard open, a nice loose grip on your shield. Firstly, you can, the more your legs are bent, the more of your body you can cover with your shield. It's an average size shield. I'm probably about an average size warrior. And you can see there, I've not got my, I've not left much open. If I leave that open, then he's going to probably go for that shoulder. If I leave that open, he's going to go for there. If I stand up straight, he's got a choice. He's got 3 choices. If I stand forward on, he's got 4. So that's the first thing, is getting your stance right. Having that loose grip also. If he pushes this side of the shield, I can just roll it. If he comes this side, I can just roll it. So I can respond to what he does. This is good. This is really important, because it doesn't mean, unlike the Danax where I get to be aware when he's lining up, probably where that blow is coming from, at least side to side, I've actually got that moment, and he's giving me contact with his spear. One thing when facing any polearm is the time to move is not when he's on guard, and it's not when he's just done a move. It's when he's halfway through the move, when the axe is out there and the spear has come forward. So as he comes forward, he's committing. That's when you start moving. If you go too early, what you'll do, what most warriors do, is you'll do that, and your shield will come up, and a good spearman will get you there. Or if you try to counter it and you bob as you move, he'll come up and get you there. They will do that, they're horrible. So what you're doing, one thing you can do to counter that is to wait until they actually put a blow in and counter it. They will probably, an experienced spearman will probably go, you know, not too forceful on the blows until he's ready to go in. He's not going to overcommit. But you'll still have that brief second. The other thing is to practice moving without showing your, if I go further back so you can actually see my knee the whole way through. Moving so you're always hidden by your shield, you're not bobbing up and down. You're just making the voluntary movement forward, not the involuntary movement upwards. And if I go, you know, more open shield, the only knee you should be able to see is the one at the back. The other thing to be very aware of with spearmen, they're very, very good at moving backwards. They're very primed for it. They're genuinely, if they can last very long as a 200 spearman, they're genuinely pretty agile. So they might try and change the distance by moving backwards. They might also try and hide the distance by holding their spear still in the right place on the haft, but you know, arms bent further back. That's about the only difference. As long as you've got that step and you can do it without involuntary bobbing, that you're 90% of the way there. If you can do that, you can keep your shield nice and relaxed, so when he tries to push it, you're further along. And if you can react, the timing's right. I'm not going to promise you a kill on every spearman every time, because there are some really, really good spearmen in our society. But that movement, when you're fighting low, I am asking you to develop your leg muscles. It's not something you can do if you only train once a month. On the other hand, you can move around the house like a strange person, around the garden, a strange person at any time. Another thing to do is just when you come forward, this is one that is going to make you unpopular with spearmen. Do not do this. If you've got a sword, don't do it. If you've got a spear, don't do it. Bring it round and land the blow. They will try not to thrust you in the face. Please do them the same kindness. Hey, that's pretty much what I've got to say on that. When you're receiving 8s or in a display on the field, 7s with a spear, sorry, when you're receiving control or display on the field, don't just stand there like this because your shield's protecting you. And oh yeah, that's one very important one, is distance. They know their combat distance. So they're not going to let you stand at sword fighting distance. If, however, your shield is against your body and their spear can touch you there, you're where they want you. Getting closer is, well, if you're doing that and you're not ready for a fight, you know, if I come up to them like this, or like that, sort of half ready and then go into fighting stance, and I'm not got my head switched on for a fight, they're going to get you as you come in. They're not going to let you stand closer. So what you do is, there's the line, you're there. You're 2, 3, maybe 6 inches away from where you think that spear can reach. You're in your nice low stance and your shield is flexible. Hips are flexible, and if you need to, you can move. I'm sure there are spear thanes who could probably talk you through that way better than I can, but that's what I've got. Okay, thank you very much.